Oh. There we go. That should be fine. We should be live. Let me double check, make sure everything is running smooth. Everything looks good. Is it? Looks good there. What about you? Always got to make sure, no matter how many times you do it. Yeah, that looks fine as well. And then let me take a look at Twitch real quick. Make sure that's going too. Yeah, looks good. Cool. All right. So, yeah. A little bit of a shorter stream today, probably. I reckon I'm gonna go for only an hour because I have a lot of stuff to do. So, didn't really have a plan for today. Spoke to a lovely gentleman this morning. So that was nice. He's building this cool software, which we might do the marketing for. So that should be fun. Other than that, what else have I been doing? I changed up my setup a little bit for videos. I created a new thumbnail for these live streams. And I'm behind on my video schedule. So I need to, that's why the stream's going to be a little shorter. I need to make the videos for the week. So that's that. So today I was thinking, since we're going to start outreaching soon, probably on Monday, maybe Friday, but probably Monday, because then that would be the full 2 weeks for the campaign to warm up. So then it would be, very safe to send a big batch of emails. So since that's probably the most important thing that we need to do, is outreach. That's how you're gonna make the money. Can't do it any other way. So that's probably what I'm gonna focus on now. And there's this extra system that we will build into that automation that we have set up, which should make it easier to get more out of it. Might need to sign up for a subscription though. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, anything else that's been going on? Not much. No, not much since yesterday. Did I do anything yesterday evening? I don't believe so. You know what? I set up a few extra documents. I made myself a general offer as well. So we have the landscaping offer, but then in case anybody who is not part of landscaping wants to do something, I made a quick outline for that. I made an agreement letter and thought through what should be included, what shouldn't be included. So I made that up. But other than that, I was just focused on the video side of things. And preparing for my calls. So, yeah, yesterday we determined that I probably shouldn't do sales calls live. I wasn't planning on it anyway. I was just kind of, spitballing ideas. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that. I know that for a fact now, because it's just dangerous. It might lead to somebody leaking their privacy by accident. So what I might do is whenever I have sales calls or any like a qualification calls or whatever with a potential client, I will ask them if they're okay with me recording for training purposes. If yes, I will record it. I will shorten it down and take out just the important parts so we don't spend too long on it. And I'll censor all of the sensitive information so that we can review it and analyze it live on stream for a little bit. I think that'll be fun. It's a learning experience for me, but also could be a learning experience for some other people. So we may do that. Otherwise, yeah, that's about it. So let me explain what we're going to be doing today. Excuse me, I tried to swallow a pill earlier and it like got stuck in my throat for a second, so I just feel like I need to clear my throat now. I hope it doesn't lead to any kind of inflammation. That would suck. But yeah, so we're just going to improve our automation to make sure we get the most amount of leads possible. We're going to use a program called Never Bounce, which if emails come back as unknown, we'll be able to put them through that software so that, hold on, I'm trying to log in here, but it's not letting me. We'll put it through the software so that it could verify whether the email exists or not and whether we should send it. And then it will either add it or not add it to our campaign based on that. There was a little update as well. I remember a few days ago, I was, when we started, I think it might have been the first stream actually, when we first set up the automation. I was complaining that, let me, hold on. Here we go. I was complaining that I couldn't get the API to work for a minute in instantly, but turns out they just updated it, so now I had to change it. Because before I was using the version 1 API, I tried to use version 2, it didn't work, switched to version 1, and now I got an email saying I should update to version 2, and I did, so I had to use this new instantly module. It's pretty much the same, just slotted everything in there that was there before. So nothing too spectacular. Let me change the text here. There we go. That's that. Cool. So let me take a look at this. I was thinking if I should include stuff like scripting into these videos, because that's kind of part of it, because we could potentially get some clients from some videos on Instagram and such. So I was wondering if that should be included. I did do a stream where we scripted a little bit, even though I didn't end up doing a lot that day because I spent most of the time talking. But yeah, I'm not sure if I should include scripting. It doesn't take up a huge portion of the time that I spend. Usually I do scripting, recording, and video editing one day a week and I prepare videos for the whole week. So maybe I will include it, maybe not. I guess I'll determine that based on how we're doing and if there's a lot of stuff that we have left to do. Some of the stuff I still have on my to-do list, which is important before the outreach, is I have to film the VSL, the video sales letter that I'm going to send as part of the email campaigns for anybody who replies that they would like to see the video. And what else? I have to figure out where I'm going to host the videos. Probably Loom. They allow you to host 25 videos. So I'm likely going to go with that. And anything else? Nothing. No, I don't think there's anything else that's urgent. I could take a look at my work plan. We could do a little bit of research on the niche we're gonna sell to, which is landscapers. Just to be a little bit prepared, you know, do some research on competitors, see what kind of ads competitors are running, try to come up with some kind of ad campaign templates. We could do that. There's some guides I need to write for myself to make sure that the client experience is smooth. Still need to update some of my agreement letters. They're not fully done. Need to finish the launch day playbook, which it is finished. I just need to get feedback on it, make sure that it's easy to understand. And then finalize the client dashboard. That's something I should do as well. Yeah. So yeah, not a lot of like urgent stuff left that we have to do. That's pretty much everything that's high priority on my list. I was also thinking, what do you mean bad gateway? I didn't even do anything. Why? Okay. Oh. Yeah, a follow-up system. Guess I could make that. Again, it's not super urgent. Something that I'd like to do as well is to convert a little more traffic on my website is to record a 1-minute video sales letter to go in front of the picture that's currently there. I think that would help. That would probably increase the amount of leads we get. So that's something I want to do. But yeah, that's about it. So let's get started here. Stop wasting time. So I want to make sure that I finish this within the next hour. So it's not super complicated to do. We shouldn't struggle with it. So what I need is to set up a router here. Router. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Router. Slot you in here. There. Here's one. There's that. So let me take a look here. I have some screenshots down for what we need to do. Okay, so this, move these over a bit. This will be if success is true and validation equals valid. Yeah. So success needs to be true, and validation needs to be valid. That's gonna go up there. If that's that, then that's gonna get added to our campaign. And the next part is you need a never bounce module. Get an email verification, I believe. Yep. Then we're gonna create a connection. I need to set up an account with never bounce now. I'm not sure. I might actually have an account already. Yeah, I need the API key. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull this away for just a second because I don't want to leak my API key because that would be bad. I'm just signing into the program. Here we go. API key. That goes in here. There we go. Perfect. So let me bring this back out. Make sure it's visible. There we go. So that's that. We're going to go back to never bounce a little bit later. Finish setting that up. Save that for now, or not. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm going to set up this other thing. If success true and validation does not equal valid. Success is true and validation does not equal to valid. Let me take a look at these real quick. What else does it have? Results, alternatives, email, validation, success. Yeah, okay. No, that should be fine. Okay. That's that. Now we need to set up never bounce, which is we're gonna have to put through the email. That's where it's pulling from, right? Should be. But just want to make sure. Yes. There's the email. Additional address info and response. Sure. Include credits info. Sure. No harm, no foul. Save that. Cool. And now we need to duplicate this. Hey, Brian TL, not sure how to pronounce that. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the show. It's a bot. Never mind. So many bots on Twitch. I've noticed that there's a lot fewer bots on YouTube. Don't need this anymore. Or do we? No, yeah, we're changing the filter. Right. So it will be a validity check. Let's add a rule. It's going to be result equal to invalid and result equal to disposable and result equal to no. Oh no, it's shit. These are OR rules. Yeah. result equal to disposable or result equal unknown. Yes. Then I'm gonna copy this. Make sure I don't need to change any information here. Well, I don't think I would. Should be fine. The JSON needs to be updated to result from number 20. And then instantly needs to be, oops, delete, connect to you. And you should be coming from parse JSON. I'm gonna have to run it probably. Run. Let's just do a little bit of icebreaker. Shit, I think it's like anchor. Hello world. Okay, and then instantly personalization. Hello? Why are you not finding it? Where's my JSON module? Oh, come on, bruv. Why? Do I have to run it as a whole thing? You gonna make me do that? All right. Can't even bring you over here. Run. Run anyway. Still not. Huh. Huh. Okay. Well, you have it, but you don't. Why? Hmm. That's interesting. Uh, gotta love these problems, huh? Is that all we need to do, though? Let me open up. Never bounce result codes. It's never easy, right? It's never that simple. Always something. So there's valid. So the valid ones go up there. The rest come down here. We don't want, the only ones that we would probably want is the valid ones from here. Let me see something real quick. Give me just a moment here. Hmm. I think this is set up backwards. Yeah, so I think what we want to do is let me go through the logic of this. So we use any mail finder. We go through, use all found emails. Use all found emails of that person in that company. If the success is true, and the email is valid, then just send it to the instantly campaign. If the email is true and is not valid, then send it to never bounce. Never bounce is gonna check for validity of that email. And if it's valid, we probably wanna put it through to instantly. Yeah, that's how that works, right? Okay, so yeah, because the one I was looking at, I think the way it was set up is so that it removes non-valid leads from your campaign. Let me just review this real quick. Okay, I think that's it. I think we're just routing it through a third-party validation tool. So if any mail finder doesn't think the email is valid, we're going to put it through never bounce. And if never bounce does think that it's valid, then we're going to send. I think that's what we're doing here. So it's going to be if result equal to valid. Gonna do a little bit of research. Okay. So never bounce has a higher accuracy rate. Okay. Yeah, so it finds the email. If it's valid, it goes through like usual. If it's not valid, it gets sent to never bounce, which checks if it's valid. And if it is valid, it goes through. If it's not, it gets declined. That's how that's going to work. Cool. So, yeah, that's that. Maybe that's something that I should test because I don't know if paying for the credits will be worth it. How does Never Bounce charge? I'm gonna take a look at their pricing real quick. Does Never Bounce charge? One credit equals one email verification. But does that mean that it charges for like doing it? Or is it just for valid emails? Hmm. Okay, well, I'll buy 1,000 credits and I'll see if it's gonna be worth it. I'll see how many emails we're saving. If it's only charging per verified email, then it's like 8 cents for a verified email, which might be fine. So I'll just buy some credits and we'll see if it's worth it. There's that. Cool. So that is now set up. Now I need to make sure I can add the personalization here. So, need to get it to work. But why? Like, why are you like this? Maybe if instead, if I copied both of them at the same time, can I do that? I thought I could. Cancel, delete. You, copy, paste, delete, delete. You guys come over here. Are you taking it now? Why? What is going on? Okay, it is actually set up for 24 at least. You need to be replaced by the result from this one. Okay, it should work now though, because it's got the right code. Yeah, 14.icebreaker. This should work fine. It doesn't show as being validated, but it should work. Okay, well, that's that. That didn't take too long. That's good. Okay. Should we do this for Google Maps as well? Might as well. Probably. No harm, I imagine. So I'm gonna steal this real quick. And probably shouldn't have closed these. Let's go back. Scraper 2. This uses that. Email exists. Does this even validate? Email verified. True. Maybe it doesn't apply to this one. Well, no, it is. It is the same thing because it's only saying verified emails. Yeah, I could use all found emails. Success and email verified must equal true. Okay, well, here's this. Oops. Copy all of you. Put you down here. I need a router. Set up filter, get rid of this. Unlink, router, connect you, and connect you. Now, just gotta move these guys over. Don't need this. Okay. Now we'll do all emails found. I should make sure to go back and make sure I selected all emails. Yes. Okay. That's all good. Now I need to unlink you, add a new module. I need advance email verification. Connect you. There we go. Email is going to be from email. Yes, yes. Done. Now I need the links. If success is true and validation is true. Success is true and email verified, I think. Valid? Is that how that works? I'm gonna take a quick peek at the other one. Because this module is slightly different. This is find decision makers email. No, it's different. Okay. Uh, this one is called validation. It's underneath results. Email verified. Let me take a look at their API documentation. Email and email finder. Maybe it doesn't apply to this one. Might not work if you're using the decision makers email. Or maybe it's just email verified as maybe it says true. Not sure. Response. Email status. Is that a thing? Don't see that. It says email, email verified, person full name. Well, here it says the reply for email status is valid, risky, not found, and blacklisted. Hey, Resh. What's up? How you doing? This seems old. Because this isn't the same thing. Hey, confusing name. I'm just gonna say Balor. Hey there. JM099ABCDEFG. Alright. More power to you. Is that a disposable email? Or is that your main one? That'd be a crazy main email. Yeah, this documentation seems old. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at. So here it says email status, but here for us it's email verified. So I'm a bit confused. I wonder why it's like that in Make. If it's the same thing, then it's probably gonna reply as this. I guess that's something I could test. I could just include it here and then test it later. Because the way that it's phrased, it's like email verified. It seems like it's gonna give me a true or false response. So it's hard to know. What I could do maybe is take a look at my side here and just in case I leak any information, I might just verify, like put in an email I know is verified just to see what it comes up with. I'll do that. Let me grab one of my verified emails. Or actually, I could just use my own. That might make it easier. And run you. Maybe it needs to be. Okay. Search by domain. Why are you coming back as false? Is it because I don't need the www? No? Weird. Oh, I mistyped it. Oops. Why is that not working? Huh. Okay. Well, I'll use a different one then. Let me grab an email from one of my lists that I know is verified. Uh, Email's doing great. Sent 100 warm-up emails. That's sick. Campaigns. Campaign 1. Lead. Let me grab this email. I don't need email. I need domain. What am I doing? What's poppin'? All good. Night. Is that how you pronounce it? Night? It's probably not nicht. All good. How you doing, man? Uh, yeah, night. All right, cool. Well, how's your day going? What are you doing? I am setting up a software called Never Bounce, adding it into a an automation that we built which scrapes leads so that we could get more emails. It's a little confusing if you haven't been part of it for a while already. Are you making a profit? I've just started. I haven't started outreach yet. We're going to start doing that on Monday, probably. And from there, we're hopefully going to start getting clients. I just need one of these random things. Slash. Okay, I see. Good luck, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna try my best. Why is this not? You know what? There's a possibility I didn't update my API key, and that's why it's not working. Yes, that is exactly it. God dang it. It was the API key after all. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, welcome back. Make tab. It's always the shit you don't expect. I'm gonna pull this away for another second. Email verified false. Okay. Use all found emails. I'm gonna put in my own site again because they should be able to find my email. So I just want to be able to connect it properly. I want to see what result it's going to give. If the email verification says true and false, or if it says valid, invalid, etc. Email verified false. Okay, it is a true and false thing, I believe. Success true. Email doesn't give an email. Okay. Really couldn't find my email? That's surprising. That is surprising. It's pretty easily available. I need to find a thing where I can get an email. So I'm just gonna go through my list and do it one by one until I find one, because I want to make sure it is definitely a true or false thing. Because then I'm also gonna have to do like email exists as part of it, probably. Need to remember that. Okay, let's try this email. Go for it. Okay, we have gotten an email back. It's just verified. Yeah, it's okay. That is what it is. Email verified equal to true. Okay. Cool. Let me bring this back. So it is a true false sort of thing. So success, email verified. There's that. So I'm just going to pull this away for another second. Set up my other verification. If it's not, if success is true and email is false. True and email is right is true. This is if success is true and email verified is false and email exists. That's probably how I'm going to do that. So I just set up this validation rule. I have success is true, email verified is false, and email exists. I also set that because I noticed that sometimes it says true, false, and then there's no email, and I don't want to send stuff through if that's the case. So that's that. Anything else I am missing, perhaps? True validation is not valid. Okay. Then you should be result email. This is correct. And then I need to have a check here. Same kind of thing we had before, which is let me take a look real quick just to make sure. Result equals valid. Yeah, okay. So this is a validity check where result equals valid. So then if that's the case, we are going to pull, I need to make sure that all of these are set up correctly now. Bro, what's your age? I'm 23. What about you? That's okay. That's a sleep module. That's fine. This is all emails. I can get rid of that now. Domain is H, I think. Yes, here it is. You're 25. Cool. What are you up to in life? You're looking bigger than me. Bigger in what way? Okay, that works. Let me check this. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. And then you come from 12. Yes. Okay. So now I need to check all of these guys. You're taking the correct email. That seems correct. That seems correct as well. Sleep module. You're coming from 15 data set. Good. Yeah. You're coming from 17 about. You don't have data to pull. Yeah, because I haven't returned anything from it yet. 17. Yeah, it just doesn't have anything to return yet, but that's 2 to 1, 17. That should work fine. That works fine. Icebreaker should come from 19. That's the correct code. Okay, this should function fine. I'll test it once I'm actually starting to upload everything. What business are you taking? I'm assuming you're asking what business I'm doing. I'm doing a digital marketing agency. I'm setting up systems now, just finalizing the final part of my automated outreach system, which will let me send over 100 emails a day, all to validated CEOs' emails. So we can start getting clients. That's what this is. And it seems like we're done. So that didn't take too long. That's all nice and good. I'm not going to test it now. I'm just going to hope it works. I know that that's always a bad sign. I mean, I could test it. Should I test it? Guess there's no harm. I just don't like wasting credits. Email campaign 1, email campaign 1. Okay. Let's run a quick test. See if this works. Then we'll see if the other one works. Need to set you to 5 just to make sure that we don't waste a lot of credits because these aren't optimized. You're done. You're done. Don't need you anymore. Let me open up instantly, and then we're gonna test if these are working. Campaigns, campaign 1, leads. Gonna remove these. Delete. Refresh. Okay, well they didn't delete. There we go. Let's see how this goes. What's your agency name? Does it have Facebook ad campaign service? Yes, that is exactly what we do. Facebook ad campaigns. My company's name is Serpicore. And yes, we run Facebook ads. That is the primary thing we do. We also help people improve their offers and stuff, so that more people would want to buy whatever they're selling. Okay, this is gonna be... Hey, Faith. I remember you from yesterday. You're Vivian, right? How are you today? I've lost 3,000 USD last 3 months and only got 3 to 4 sales in CB, full money waste. What is it that you're selling? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Did you run your ad campaigns yourself? Were you tracking everything correctly? What is it you're selling? Who's your target market? I might be able to help you out. Because Facebook ads definitely work, I will tell you that. I have yet to see something that cannot be sold with Facebook ads. So that would surprise me if it's that. Usually it's a user error, and sometimes it can be something even very simple that you miss. You know, so I'm just curious. let me know. If you give me enough information, I might be able to help you out. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. Gonna be a little bit of a shorter session today. We're just finishing up this automation, making sure that it works. This one seems to be way slower, so I'm a little concerned that Make might time out if it's taking like 2 minutes per result. We might have to split it up into a bunch of sheets, like duplicate a bunch of scenarios to have it run simultaneously, because this is taking a really long time, which would be bad. Are you coding? Not really. There's some like minor bits of coding. You need to know a little bit of JSON, but that's about it. It's not super complicated. I'm not a coder by all means. This is a platform that's called a no-code or a low-code platform, where you can connect different softwares together to do a certain amount of automations. So you can send Google Sheets data to somewhere else to do something, and then send it back to like a CRM or something. And it lets you do that with fairly little like experience in coding. So it's quite handy. It's handy for somebody who doesn't know how to program. ClickBank product. I run lookalike sales campaigns. I'm not sure what ClickBank is. Let me take a look. Affiliate marketing program. Oh yeah, I imagine that would be... Huh. So you're running ad campaigns for affiliate marketing. So you're trying to run ad campaigns to sell somebody else's product. I mean, that's a little riskier for sure. That would be more difficult to make work. Because you also have to put into consideration that you make a smaller amount of profit. So it's like you're getting a small percentage of what you're selling than if you were selling your own product. What's the sale value of the product you're selling? Yeah, this automation is slow. I don't know if it'll get through all 120 emails in 45 minutes. Because make.com has a 45-minute timeout limit. So if a scenario runs for 45 minutes, then it stops. It might I might have to split it up into like 3 or 4 scenarios for every 120 leads, which would be unfortunate. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's taking like 5 minutes. It's literally taking like 1 to 2 minutes per lead. Are you alone in making this, or do you have someone helping you? I am alone, pretty much. I have my girlfriend help me out a little bit here and there. I just give her something to do, and she tries her best to get it done. Doesn't always work, but sometimes it can save a little bit of time. But I'm pretty much on my own. It's about $130 product per sell. Okay. So $130 for a sale. And are you tracking your sales correctly? Have you set up the campaign to track your conversions? So do you know how much you're spending for each sale? Do you know your cost per conversion? Or cost per result? Whatever you prefer. Okay. So that went through. Let's see if we have any leads in our campaign. Yes, we do. Look at that. We have 2 emails in our campaign. So this did work. I didn't get to test out this because I imagine it didn't bring back any emails that are not verified but exist. That's what that means. So yeah, that's that. I'm just looking through the results. Email verified false and email doesn't exist. Email verified false. Yeah. So that's why that didn't go through. But we did get 2 out of the 5 emails into our list. Perfect. Let's test out the other one, which is this. Run that. Hold on. Pause that. Do I have? Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. It didn't work. Hey, Kushal, I see you moved to the horizontal stream. What's up, brother? It didn't give us our... Oh, no, it did. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, it did. I just needed to expand my thing. Hey, Dean, saw you brought some Sydney inspiration into your Dublin garden designs and figured I'd reach out. Hey, Mike. Okay, this one probably didn't return any info. I should have checked that, but that's likely what happened. Okay, so it did work. It worked fine. Let's run this and see if this works okay as well. What? We have encountered a problem. Let me take a look in the back end here. Missing value. Email. True invalidation is... Ah, okay, because I didn't set up the and email exists. Email exists. Here we go. Here we go. What type of service you provide? I did not understand in your video. Email marketing? No, I provide Facebook ads. This is for me. This system that I'm making is so I could get clients for myself without needing to use ads. Ads are great, don't get me wrong. The reason I'm not using ads is because I have no income right now and I have limited funds. So this is a little cheaper, a little bit more time consuming, but it's cheaper. Once I get some clients and we have some income, we'll make ads and we'll start running ads. That's the plan. I'd really like to test the bottom part of this automation here, but it seems like I can't. Let me see. How come it got 3 emails? I feel like every time I've ran this, I've only gotten 2 before. How come I got 3? Can I ask you a personal question? Depends how personal. Depends how personal. If you want to start talking about my cock, probably not. But shoot your question. I'll try my best. Okay, so Mr. Josh, we got your email. The validation is valid. Why didn't I get your email before? These all found emails, fully verified emails. Did I only test with 3 before? Is that why? No, bro. Yeah, okay, good. Are you having doubts in the path you took? That's not that personal. Of course. Everybody has doubt. That's normal. I've had a lot of doubt a lot of times. I've been very, stressed out at times, not sure if I could make it happen, not sure if I could get it to work. it's natural. It's a part of being human. The difficult thing is continuing forward despite having your doubts. That's what's hard. If you can do that, you're on your way to reaching whatever it is you want to reach, whatever goals you got. So I'm confused now. So why did that go through? Because I feel like every other time I did 5 and I had let me try to look up this company myself, just out of curiosity. Contact us. Info. Only Facebook ads or others also, such as Google. I want to expand to Google ads, but I don't do Google ads right now. For now, it's just Facebook ads. But we'll get there, you know? Gotta start small. Can't know how to do everything. At least not right from the start. I was trying to figure out why it gave me this email this time, but not the other times. Okay, if I do use only verified emails with 97% delivery rate, maybe it's because of the delivery rate. Could have another thing that pulls shitty leads out of a campaign. If we get a high bounce rate, I could do that. I'm gonna delete this as a lead, and I'm gonna see if it will add it back. So let me bring this back over here so you guys can see what's happening. It's not too interesting just watching a bunch of numbers appear, but alas. Run that. Let's see. Is it just because of the deliverability? It's still valid, it's just less deliverable. I'm assuming that's what that means. They've all already been verified, so they're not going to take extra credits. Should be fine. Okay, there's that. Let me take a look if it went through. Okay, it did give it to me, even though I used the deliverability one. Okay. I think I might have just only done a test of 3 last time, and that's why. So it works. It works fine. I wish I could test the bottom half, but it would probably take a while to go through and manually try to find an email that comes back that isn't valid so that it can go through that and I can test it. I think this is just something I'm going to have to figure out once I actually use it, which will probably be, I'll probably start stocking up my campaign over the next couple of days. Yeah. So there's that. Beautiful. We're going to start sending out our campaigns real soon. So I don't have anything else planned today. That's all I wanted to do, and we got that done. I know I said I was going to go for about an hour. I'll just talk a little bit while there's still people to chat with, and then I'll end it there. So are you here? So here you are searching for clients, right? You want to help them run ad campaigns and what charges you will take. Yes, I want to help people run ad campaigns, specifically landscapers. That's my niche. Although if anybody else comes around and would like an ad campaign, I will do an ad campaign for them. I just want to specify a niche because it'll be easier to sell because you appear as an expert in the field. So the charging depends. when it comes to that. The landscapers, I have a set fee, which I charge because it's a specific service I'm delivering. Hey, AB, what's up? But for other people, it kind of depends on the extent of what they need. If we're doing just an ad campaign, if I'm improving their offer, if I'm building their landing page, it can vary, but it's probably going to be somewhere around 500 to 1500 a month for a management fee, depending on what we're doing. I don't like saying that it depends so much I can't even give a range, because I know some people in the industry like to pretend that there's a huge variance in what you can charge based on the client. Usually when they do that, it's because they try to suck more money out of bigger clients. So they don't give you an estimate until they gauge approximately how much money you're making, and then they decide how much to charge you based off that. I don't think that's right. I don't think people should do that. My range for just ad management is around 500 to 1500 a month. There's a little bit of variance there depending on what you need help with specifically. If it's just the ad campaign, then it's, between 5 and 1500. I don't have specific prices set for that stuff. If it's literally just the Facebook ad campaign and nothing else, then probably 500-600, somewhere around there I would charge. Help with an offer, building a landing page, that would be near the higher end. So that's that. Might as well go back to full cam. Hello, I am big now. I don't need the headphones. Oh, and my hair is getting so damn long. I was thinking if I want to cut it or not, because I'm used to having shorter hair. I don't really like taking care of long hair. I'm growing pretty much kind of like a mullet at this point, you can see. I like slick back hairstyles, but they're a bit of a pain. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. Doesn't look too bad. Starting to obviously look a little overgrown, especially because this part's starting to curl. It's coming down my neck a bit too far, but I don't know. Figured I'll try longer hair for a little bit. It's been a while. I don't understand what niche. I don't know good English. Could you repeat one time again? I'm interested. So a niche is a specific type of customer. So I'm targeting specifically landscapers because it makes me appear as more of an expert, and that lets me charge more. Because if I come around and I'm like, let me give you an example. If you sell a time management course, that's just general time management course, well, you might only be able to charge like $50 for that. But if I come around and I say, okay, let's sell a time management course for real estate B2B outbound sales reps. So now I could charge way more than 50 because it's specific. So that's what niching is. It's picking a specific person you want to sell to, because then you appear as an expert in that field, lets you charge more. It also helps you standardize your product a little bit more, because since I'm running Facebook ad campaigns across different landscapers, the idea would be similar. The format would be kind of similar. So it reduces the workload on me as well. So I get to charge more, and it's less effort. So that's what I mean by that. But again, I don't have to do it for landscapers. That's my target market. But if somebody else comes around and they're like, hey, I would like help with an ad campaign, I will help them. If I think it's a fit. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes I talk to people and I'm like, I either really don't know anything about this field, or this is outside of my area of expertise, or maybe I just don't see the potential that's there, and I don't want to screw myself over by taking a job where I don't know if I can give them good results. I'm cool, man. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty swell. Had a call with a guy this morning. He was cool, asking me if I could help him with his marketing. We were thinking of coming up with some kind of partnership for that. I was pretty interested. It seemed like a good opportunity. He was a nice guy. I think we could make something work. I think we could get him some great results. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. How about you? Oh, you already said you're cool. I probably asked you already, didn't I? What'd you do today? Do you have experience? Show Facebook old campaign, man. I have not ran campaigns for clients yet. All of my expertise is pretty much from running some campaigns myself, which I didn't do a lot of. And I just have a lot of knowledge related to marketing. I've had a client in marketing in general, which I helped a friend of mine. We set up brochures for them. We set them up in a showroom. They were running a water filtration company. We put their product in a showroom, in a construction company site. We made brochures. We tested which ones perform better. I built them a landing page with a video sales letter to convert people. They got some good Google reviews out of that, some sales. It's all good. Sounds like a scam, bro. How? Explain. What's the scam part? I think a bigger scam would be if I lied to you and said that I have loads of clients I've done this before for, which you'll see a lot of guys do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not a liar. Everybody starts somewhere. This is just my starting point. You know, I've finished my service only a couple weeks ago. I'm just starting to sell. You know, everybody has their first time. Not much I can do about that. I could lie, but I don't want to lie. I'm not a liar. It might be making it so that I'm losing out on getting clients. I could make up a bunch of case studies. I could make up a bunch of results, bunch of numbers, put them on my website. I don't want to do that. I'm just, look, if I can't be transparent about it, then so be it. I want to be transparent. You're a good person. I try to be. You know, the world is filled with a lot of nasty people, a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of others, a lot of people that are lying to get ahead. I just want to be the antithesis to that. I want to bring positivity to the world. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent. I want to be authentic. I want to help people. I want to help people get good results. You know, make some money so we mutually benefit. That's the other thing. It makes no sense for me to take a job where I don't think I can get somebody results, because I would be losing out then. That's why I offer a guarantee. Because I'm new, that's why I offer a guarantee. If we don't get you a certain amount of results that we agree on, I will give you all of your money back. And I think that that's a fair system. That way there's little risk for you, more risk for me, and I'm incentivized to get good results. And I can do that, you know, because I'm new, and I think that that's fair. I think that I shouldn't be rewarded if I cannot get somebody results. My clients should always benefit more than me. That's how it works. That's how the symbiotic relationship functions. My clients make $2,000. I make $500,000, something like that. They need to benefit more than me. That's how it works. I give them results and I take a little pinch back. That's kind of how it works. He's a good kid. Thank you. You're calling me a kid. How old are you? 30s, 40s? My kid to you? Or is that just like colloquialism, like you just say that? How I contact? You want to contact me? You can go on my website. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think I have my phone number there. I can give you my phone number. You can or you can DM me on Instagram. I prefer that. You can DM me on Instagram. It's the same name. You should be able to easily find me. So the site you're making is solid, right? No bugs, right? No offense or anything. I just hope you have good security against hackers. Yeah, my website is built through Webflow, so whatever security features that they offer there, you know, that's what I'm using. It's not like coded by me manually, so should be fine. Webflow's pretty standard in the industry, so I imagine they're doing well. I wouldn't really care that much. I wouldn't lose much. I have backups of this stuff, so it's all good. Link. You want a link? You want a link? Um, I can drop a link in the horizontal chat. I can't. It doesn't seem like it doesn't give me the option to chat in the small in the vertical stream. Let me see. Hold on. If I maybe if I open it up, you signed the guy yet? No, not yet. He isn't ready yet. His product is not fully done. And we're still like, I want to be able to see if it gets validated. He's gonna validate it with some people, give it to some people to use it for free, and then he said he'd like to launch about a month or two after the validation, and he said that he'll be ready to launch for the validation in August. So yeah, we'll see a month or two down the line if people are liking the product. Then I'd be happy to help out. I'm gonna try to get you a link, but can I chat? Oh, here we go. Um, uh, Here you go. There's your link. You can find me there. Um, so are you waiting for him or you're outside outsourcing alongside? Yeah, I'm gonna obviously outsource. Like I can take on more than one client if needs be. One wouldn't be enough. So yeah, no, anybody that comes by, we're gonna be out. We're gonna be by outsourcing. I'm assuming you mean outreaching. I'm gonna assume you meant outreaching. That's how I understood it. Yeah, we're still gonna be sending emails, trying to get more clients. All good. Wait, quick question. Are you live on YouTube or live on multiple platforms? I'm the only person here right now on YouTube while you're talking to someone else. Yeah, I'm, well, there is somebody else there on your side in the YouTube Shorts chat, but I am streaming to multiple places. I stream to YouTube, YouTube Shorts, and Twitch. I don't get a lot of people on Twitch. Usually it's YouTube and YouTube Shorts. So I'm streaming vertically and horizontally at the same time right now. I've noticed that YouTube Shorts tend to do better. Like they push the algorithm seems to push YouTube short streams more, but I like the horizontal streams as well. I prefer to watch horizontal, so I figured might as well do both. You know, benefit from both. Why not? Anything else? If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer. We could do like a small Q&A session or something. Maybe I could point the camera at the whiteboard I have behind me with a little smiley face. Could maybe write some stuff down. I don't know. And if not, I'll just end it here. Didn't have much to do today. All I wanted to do is get that never bounce setup done. Now what I need to do next is record my email video sales letter that I'm going to send as part of my outreach. That's the next most important thing. And then I also need to make the rest of my content for the week. I have to make my reels. I want to start editing down some of the streams as well to make some clips that I can post and make some videos out of that. And I can make some longer format videos too of some of the builds we made. I think those would be cool. I have a script ready for one of them already for the first one. I'm a little behind because I'm doing these streams every day. It's a bit hard to keep up with all of that and all the work I'm doing, so. YouTube Shorts have more people watching for some reason, probably because of doom scrolling. Another question of not too personal. How are you guys' financial state right now? I have very little money. I've got, well, you know, it's all relative. I have about 3-ish months of savings left. So I gotta be quick. Don't have a lot of time left. I'm sure I could get there though. 3 months shouldn't be too bad. I think I can do it. Everything is ready. Like the offer is ready. I just need to get clients now. It can't be that hard, right? Especially if we're sending 100 or more emails a day. Surely somebody is gonna say yes. Imagine 3 months, 100 emails, 90 days. That's 9,000 emails. Surely somebody is gonna say yes in 9,000 emails. I'd hope so. Otherwise, I'm just gonna put my thumb in my ass and go back to Ireland, I guess. Go back to my career. Or maybe, you know, I was thinking, if it doesn't work out, I think I'd like to go do sales. You know, get a job as like a car salesman or something. I think I would enjoy that. Be a good experience for me too. So, that's that. Anything else? Any other questions? Kind of like the personal questions. Makes me feel vulnerable. How do you pitch? Are you willing to talk about it? Well, depends what you mean by pitch. That's a kind of broad. There's a lot in pitching, you know? Do you mean like what style? Do you mean how I handle objections? Do you mean like what kind of framework what kind of, not framework, what kind of frame I use? What do you mean specifically? If you ask a more specific question, I'll be happy to answer. I've told this story before, but my microphone is like attached to a mini coffee table. It's kind of stupid. It used to be attached to my table, but now it's attached to a little coffee table, which I can carry around. And it broke. So now I'm afraid to remove it from the coffee table because I'm afraid I won't be able to put it back on anything. So sometimes when I smack it, it makes this extremely loud noise because the coffee table is metal. So the vibrations just travel all the way through it and it sounds horrible. I'm going to turn off my AC. I'm getting a bit cold in here. Ugh. And the stream looks so much better now since I tweaked my camera settings. I like when it's 60 FPS. I'm not a big fan of 30. So you can really see all the movement. Interacting with your potential prospects, telling them on how you help them with your service. I mean, I don't have like a full proper script written out. It's kind of like a case by case basis. Like I have some stuff written which I use occasionally, but most of it is kind of just off the top of my head. Like I meet the guy, you know, I try to be lighthearted. I don't put a lot of sales pressure. I'm just honest. Honestly, I think that the best sales tactic is really just be human. Just, you know, I'm not there to take someone's money. That's not my goal. My goal is to help someone. So I come at it kind of like a doctor would with a patient, where I ask them questions, I try to figure out what's wrong, I determine if I can help fix whatever problems they have. So if they have low clients or if they don't have enough time to outreach or to, you know, run their ad campaigns, maybe they want me to improve their ad campaigns, maybe they're struggling. I try to find out what their problem is and then determine if I can actually help them. If I can't, it's all good. There's other people out there. I would tell them, look, I don't think that this is something I can help you with. Or if it's something like easy to fix, I would just fix it for them. But if they do need my help, well, then I'm like, look, I could do this for you. This would solve this problem. It would increase your show rate, which is what you guys are struggling with. You would get more clients. You said you have a problem with, you know, qualification, that a lot of time wasters come through. The system I could build could help you get rid of some of those, and we just, you know, come to an agreement. If that's something that they think that they need, then it's something that I'll give. Simple as that. And I think that's the best way you could be. I think a lot of what makes people like lose a lot of sales is my being very pushy and dishonest and trying to like kind of like force people into a decision. I just try to listen to them. Hey bro, so you like personal questions. Okay, so have you ever contemplated if you're on the right path? Like, are you sure you want what are you sure what to do after what you do? Or maybe you got everything figured out, or maybe I'm late and you got everything figured out. I definitely don't have everything figured out. I mean, the way that I got into this was I completely just dropped my entire life. I thought I had stuff figured out. I was working in audit. I was working as an accountant, well, an auditor to be specific. And I thought I had it figured out. I thought I was going to get my chartered accountancy qualification. I was going to become an accountant, make a decent salary, you know, have kids, move out, not in that order. And yeah, I thought I had it figured out, but then, you know, one day I just realized, you know, this isn't for me. I didn't really like it. I wasn't really happy. I wanted to make a change in my life. So I just dropped everything. I quit. I moved. Wanted to start my own business. I'm working way more than I did back then, but I just don't like being told what to do, and I never have. So I thought that this would be a very positive change in my life. And it's stressful, you know, especially because I don't have income yet. It was a stressful experience learning a lot of the stuff that I know now. I had some knowledge, obviously, before I left about marketing, but I really studied it hard for a few months after I quit. And yeah, now I'm here. And now I still don't know if this is the right thing for me. Maybe I will do this and maybe it'll work out, and maybe by the end of it I'm going to realize that this isn't really what I want either. I think one thing I think I would like a lot is I would love to be a video game streamer. And I know that sounds probably like something you've heard a million times before, but I've wanted to do that since I was really young. I had a YouTube channel when I was younger. I really liked doing that. I streamed a little bit when I was younger. I liked it. But I just kind of like talking to people. I'm kind of like a modern monk. And what I mean by modern monk is like I just like to learn a lot, hear a lot of opinions, discuss a lot of things. I just don't have the meditation part where I don't talk to society. That part, that's the modern part. That I'd love to just have a life where I can sit in front of a camera, talk to a bunch of cool people from various backgrounds, tell jokes, hang out, build a nice friendly community. Everybody has a good time. I'd love to do that. Maybe someday I'll get to do that. So there's that. Any more personal questions? My whole life story is going to be spilled by the end of the stream. There was one drop left in that glass. I am gonna go get more water. Be right back. I'm back. Anybody who saw my older thumbnails, do you like my new one? I made it today. I think it's a big improvement. It's not perfect. I'm not amazing at Photoshop or anything, but I think it's much better. Hope that wasn't loud. Okay, so I know your plan is to go digital, but do you have any plans to expand physically? I'm not at a stage where I can plan that. I don't have any clients. How far ahead do you think I'm thinking? In general, though, I doubt it. It really depends on how big the company would get. If it doesn't grow super big, it wouldn't make sense. But if it got to a stage where I would need like 5 or more employees, I might get a little office. I think it would be a whole different experience working in a place where you're the boss. Because I prefer working from home because it saves the travel time. You can eat at home. You can work more flexible hours. You can like take breaks where you need to make up for the work. So I really like the remote environment. But I would also like to meet people. I think if I was in charge of a few employees, I would want to make sure that they're doing well, that we're helping them with their goals. I think a big problem with a lot of companies is that they really neglect the employees. They see them as just kind of like slaves. Whereas I'd love to build a community, a team of people in my business where everybody is respected and treated equally, that everybody's role is taken seriously, that I would make sure to talk to everybody personally, make sure I find out what their goals in life are, what they're looking to achieve, why they're working with me, where they see themselves in a few years. You know, just build a nice team. That's something I think I would like to do. I think in-person teams are good when the leadership is good. From my perspective, I think one's not supposed to have it figured out most of the time. How often do you doubt yourself? I doubt myself all the time. I'm not one of those hardballs on social media who acts like they're confident all the time. I have like this fake confidence. I wear it as a persona. It's kind of like an alter ego. Like I create this confident image of myself and I try to kind of plaster it on myself so I could portray confidence to the world. And that itself makes me feel more confident. But I go through a lot of doubt, and I have went through a lot of doubt my whole life. I'm just human, you know? I really don't like that most people on social media only showcase the best moments of their lives. It makes sense why they do it, because the low stuff doesn't garner any interest. Nobody cares if you're failing. Nobody cares that you're struggling. People only care when you win. So I kind of get it. But it's also disappointing because I think that seeing all of the perfection on social media warps people's minds as to what's normal. You see these perfect lives, everybody's hanging out on the beach, everybody's got these supercars, everybody seems like they have their shit together, they have all these amazing ideas, but that's not reality. You see the tip of their lives, you don't see all the stuff in the back end. And I wish we could see more of that. I wish there was more interest behind it, because I think it would make everybody feel better. So yeah, there's my little rant about that. Talking about building, would you prefer building physically or digitally? Kind of depends. I like both. I'm not super handy, but I've always found an interest in engineering and woodworking and stuff like that. I think that's something I would like. Like if I got to a point where I had enough disposable income where I could get some kind of woodworking stations or something, I think that that's something that I would do. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but I hope it is. I wonder what determines how much the algorithm pushes your content. Because sometimes I run these streams and they get like 20 views, and other times they get like 150. Really wonder what determines that. Because I've been doing the same ones. So, I don't know. How's my social media doing? Started a new series today. Um, doesn't look great. It's alright. Could be better. I used an idea from a guy that got a lot of views on a video. It was like 1 million views or something. And I applied it to my situation and then made my script based off of that. But it's not getting 1 million views. I don't know how the algorithm works. Sometimes you try something and it works. Like I made that video a few days ago where it was made to be like funnier. And that video got like 40,000 views. That one did great. But on other times you do something and that seems like it would do well and you use the right format, but something about it just didn't work the same. Maybe it just didn't show to the right audience, or I don't know. There's that. All right. Okay, so another personal question. You love the personal questions. That's okay though. Have you taken the course of business or digital in college? Also, do you use AI to help you? I do use AI to help me. AI is great if you know how to use it and if you know about the subject. I think AI is kind of like, the way I see it is like having a friend to talk to bounce ideas off of. So I have an idea of what I want. I ask it to give me a different perspective. And sometimes I use some of its perspective to weave into what I already came up with. I think it's great for that. I think it's super useful for that. But if you're, for lack of a better word, if you're stupid, if you're a dumbass, big dummy, stinky brain, I think AI could actually hinder you more than help you, because you'd have an over reliance on it, and that would end up with you doing something that's like just literally wrong because you don't know how to fact check. You just listen to what it says, you just do what it says, you don't think critically, and I think that could be a big problem. But if you use it right, it's a great tool. And have you taken a course of business or digital in college? I have taken courses digitally, and I went to college for business management for 2 years. And I worked as an accountant for a year in a construction company and well, more like a property management company, property management / construction company. And I worked as an auditor for 2 years. So there's my experience. Read a few books, that as well. Did a lot of research. Yeah. If I didn't know anything, probably wouldn't be here. Yeah. Because I'm not a liar. If I didn't know anything, and because I'm not a liar, then I definitely wouldn't be here. If I was like one of those other people where I just pretend I know everything and then figure it out later, I mean, there's always a bit of that. You're never going to know everything about everything. But if you're somebody who like literally knows nothing and you just figure it out, I'm not one of those people. Okay, so another... Oh, this is the same one. Bro, why are you not replying to my message? I'm streaming, bro. I'll answer you when I'm done. Someone's impatient. Are you the guy that's doing the affiliate marketing? Because I'm not sure I could help you. Affiliate marketing is a different kind of breed, and it's really challenging to get to work correctly. I don't know if I want to, you know, possibly tarnish my reputation by messing up a campaign with affiliate marketing. So I also work with service-based businesses, and I think that would probably fall into product-based more so. I'm just going off of what you said earlier. Maybe you asked me a completely different question, like how many spots I have on my nipples or something. Probably not. That would be a weird question to ask a stranger. In your team, how much members you have? Many. He's alone. I am alone. I have a couple friends. Like I have my girlfriend, and I have a friend who help me out occasionally when I need the extra support. But in general, yes, I am alone. I think teams can suck sometimes. I mean, when it comes to something like digital marketing, the only thing a team would really be valuable for is taking on a lot of clients. Having a team, like I'm part of communities where I can discuss things with people. So that's like obviously useful. But when you're in a team, like each person would just have their own campaigns that they manage. So why would it matter if somebody has a team or not? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like you can do just as much work alone as you could in a team. You just do you could do the work to the same quality. It would just be you'd have a limit, like a cap as to how much you could do. Probably like I mean, if I'm thinking about it from my own perspective, I could probably do, depending on the complexity, I could probably do between 5 to 10 clients a month. So if it's fully landscapers, I could probably make between 25 to 50 grand a month alone. And at that point, I would probably hire people. Bro, I want to join in your marketing team. I have good experience in SEO and paid ads. I want to work with you. You cannot own everything. If you agree, I'll message you on Insta. Well, for the product that I'm selling, for the service that I'm selling, I can do it alone. I don't do SEO. I just do Facebook ads. Thing is, I don't think it would be suitable for you. Like I said, I don't have an income right now, and I don't have clients. So I would have no way to pay you. So it just wouldn't really make sense, you know? If I had money, I would consider hiring some people, but I don't. Once I do, then yeah. I don't know when I would hire somebody. I was thinking maybe around 10 to 15K a month. I'd probably hire somebody. Somewhere around there. What kind of ads do you have experience in? Is it Facebook as well, or do you do Google ads or whatever else? LinkedIn, I think LinkedIn has ads, TikTok has ads now. Imagine TikTok ads probably aren't great for service-based businesses. Could be wrong, but I know fuck all about TikTok ads. But the principle is probably similar to Instagram and Facebook. If the targeting is is the same. Unless you're targeting kids, obviously, then it would change. Bro, why you paid me? I don't told that. Let's build a business together, gather customers from multiple places. I want to work as a teammate. I mean, if that's something you want to do, maybe we could come to some kind of agreement. Yeah, we could maybe work something out. I mean, I'll message you. We can talk. See if we can come to some kind of agreement. If you're saying you have some places you can get customers, maybe we could do like a percentage split for customers you would bring in, something like that. I mean, I'm open to it. You know, I'll hear people out. I don't get a lot of messages every day, so I listen to people. So a quick question currently, even though I probably can't help, so you may not answer, but have you been facing problems in your project, like some stuff you don't know how to handle? I mean, I have had a few times where I've come across problems, but I've pretty much always solved them. I'm usually pretty good at problem solving. I'm obviously going to need some help like when I start expanding into different services, but right now the way that things are set up, don't think there's anything really. I would like to be able to test what it's like to get all of the stuff set up from like the client side when you request access to their ad account, because I don't know what it's like to go through the dashboard from that perspective. I obviously know how the dashboard works and where everything is, but I don't know if it's any different when you have like an account under your account which you're accessing. So yeah, but I don't really have any like problems, so to say. Not right now anyway. My biggest problem is no clients, but that's what I've been streaming for the past week for, is building a system that'll help us get some clients. So that's what we're gonna do. If I get no clients for like a month, or get nobody interested, then maybe I would need some help. But I don't know, like, what do you have experience in? What is it that you do? Mr. JMO99ABCDEFG Balor. I've messaged you, verify. Give me a moment. Ah, you ended up in the hidden tab. Scammer alert. One sec. There, I sent you a message back. Hope you're happy now. We'll find clients together via Facebook. I don't have a budget for ads right now. That's why I built this automated system, so that I could get clients for cheap. And then once we have some income, then I will run Facebook ads. I have a few ideas already of an ad I would want to create. I have a few saved examples from some competitors as well. I'm too young, bro. How old are you? You're too young to know things? Come on, bruv. You gotta know something. You gotta know something. You're not brain dead. Even if you're like 10, you know how to walk. Probably. I say before I find out you're actually in a wheelchair. That would be unfortunate. Would I apologize? Probably not. It was a mistake. I didn't know. There's no way you're like 10. You would not understand a single word I would have said this whole time. No shot. 11 at least. All right, it's getting a bit late. Unless anybody has any other questions, probably gonna end it here. Do one more maybe. I have a friend from Australia named Rev. He's also doing a good business by agency. They're a two-person. Sad he did not take me in his team. You're not doing a great job at selling yourself, brother. You're trying to join my team and you're telling me how you were rejected from another team? Not a good look, bruv. Not a good look. Why didn't they accept you? What did you do or not do? Did they catch you whacking your meat during work hours or something? What happened? Bro, I'm in high school, not a baby. So anyway, the 10-year-old would be a fucking big baby. Anyway, another personal question. How many hours do you spend developing your project? Also, what do you do while not developing? I usually work on the business for about 8 to 10, 8 to 12 hours, somewhere around there. I include the streaming as part of that. Well, since I've started it. I was working even longer before while I was developing the service. Right now, there's actually not a lot I have left to do. I'm kind of just in a waiting process. I'm just finishing up like little tidwinks I have to do here and there to start outreach. I'm waiting for my email campaign to warm up. So right now, I don't actually have a lot of responsibilities. There's some stuff I could do, but it's like minor stuff until I get clients. Getting clients is the most important thing right now. So yeah, but besides that, like literally all I do pretty much every day is work, exercise, eat, and sleep. That's about it. My days are kind of boring. Occasionally I would watch like a video or something. Anything, so you are not agree then? I don't know. Like I said, I'll talk to you. I'll hear you out. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that you're telling me that you were rejected from another team. You wouldn't say that to your employer. It's kind of like, imagine you were going for a job interview and you're like, yeah, I talked to this other company. They told me to kick the bucket, told me to fuck off and go play with myself. And now I'm here hoping that you take me. That's kind of how it sounds. I gotta go to sleep, so hope you earn money before the 90-day mark. So bye. That's my curfew. All right. So you are 10. You've just admitted curfew. All right. Good night, bro. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you around again. Whether that's tomorrow or another day. Maybe you're only gonna come back once I make money. Then you're gonna start begging me to tell you how. Who knows? So yeah. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. I guess this is a good place to end then. I'm also simple, bro. Like real, what time in there? All right. Well, I'll message you after the stream. Thank everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the questions. And I'll see you possibly tomorrow. I actually don't know what I'm gonna do next. I need to figure it out because I don't have a lot of stuff to do left, like I said. Anyway, bye.